Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Fusion Pendant. This is the 1328. This is probably one of Hubbardton's most spectacular fixtures, I think. It's also a semi-flush version. There's also sconces. You should check them all out. Watch the videos on those too. It's using these beautiful pieces of fused glass made by artisans that Hubbardton Forge has found out in the world, and can't say enough about them. Each piece of glass in itself is a piece of art. Add them all together and you get this spectacular thing. So anyway, let's get into a couple things here. Let's talk about the body of the fixture to begin with, and that's going to be the height, and that's going to be 15 inches. The left to right, this is going to be 34.4. The depth, which is really the left to right if you want to think about that, the length is 76. So this is a very big fixture. Easily could go over like a 96-inch long dining table, possibly in other places too. I could see this in a lot of commercial applications, over maybe a desk in a hotel, places like that. All kinds of good places. Overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling is going to give you a range, because this is going to be hung by cables. And 15 inches at its shortest, which means this could be a semi-flush if you need it to be. 100 inches at its longest. If you need yours to be longer than 100 inches, drop us a quick email. So you're looking at the 1328 and tell us what you need. It could be 150 inches overall height, 200 inches overall height, doesn't really matter. I'm going to take your email, send it to Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It'll come back with an answer. We can most likely accommodate you. So this is a very heavy fixture. It's 305 pounds because it's a lot of glass and metal. So I want to show you a bit more information about that. And we're going to look at it in the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you that a couple people are going to be required to lift this out of the crate. It's going to be shipping on a pallet via common carrier, which is going to be a large truck. It's a non-returnable fixture, so we want to get all of our ducks in a row. This has to be attached to a structure of the building itself, not just the electrical outlet box that you guys have going on there. And you know, those install instructions have great detailed line drawings and schematic technical drawings that you can see. That canopy goes on the ceiling, obviously. It's 10.25 inches by 33.25. Coming out of that canopy are going to be cables. 4 steel cables are going to be supporting this on the bottom. Also coming out of that fixture, out of that canopy on the ceiling, it's really important for you to notice is a black electrical cable, and that's going to be kind of tucked back in the corner, and I'm going to circle it right here so you guys can see it. That's going to be powering those sockets down below. So it's not a low voltage fixture, it's a regular line voltage, and it's good to know all these little details on all of these fixtures basically. Okay, if you guys are going to be using this on a slope ceiling, drop me a quick email about that, because I need to send that to Hubbardton Forge so they can kind of go over what it is. Tell me what the pitch is on that slope as well. Okay, and moving on from there, why don't we talk about what's going on as far as lamping goes. These are going to be using what's called a candelabra socket. So these are the smaller sockets we all grew up with. You remember these guys? They have the smaller screw-in. It's not the big one. It's medium base. It's the smaller one, type B for boy. These are going to be using this. This is a G16 bulb. An incandescent version is a G16 size. The LED version is just a little longer going down. See the difference there? So this is called a G16.5. So it's just a little bit bigger. Both easy to get. I got these at local hardware stores in Vermont. If you're going to be using an incandescent, you're going to be maxing out at 60 watts. That's the most you can use in each of the 16 sockets. I doubt you guys are going to go up that high. You'll probably be sticking with either 40 watt equivalents, or actually 40 watts, or 25 watts for incandescent. It's obviously a dimmable fixture. It's easy to dim these down. I expect almost all of you guys to do this instead, and this is a G16.5 size, but it's an LED, and I got this at like a Home Depot. Easy to get. These pretty much max out about 60 watt equivalents in all of this size that I've found. You might be able to find brighter. Don't forget, you've got 16 of these sockets, so you don't have to go too crazy as far as lamping goes on what you put in. You could easily put in 25 watt equivalents. You could put in 40 watt equivalents, which is I think what most people want to do. Very easy, like I said, to get this. The color of the light coming out of these is going to be super important, because you really want the light to hit these pieces of glass. They have little air bubbles in them, and they just kind of shimmer. So I would probably go for what's called a warm white, and that's going to be a 3000 Kelvin. That actually is going to be the light coming down on my hands. So this is 3000 K or 3000 Kelvin. Warm white, and like I said, it's a dimmable fixture. When you do go out in the world and look for these bulbs, which I said you can get everywhere, you can get them at hardware stores and drugstores and grocery stores, easy to get. Make sure you get the dimmable ones and make sure it says dimmable right on that box. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I'll walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.